Ma'am, excuse me. Sorry. All right, we'd like to welcome Gordon Sargent into the interview room here at the RBC Canadian Open 2025. Gordon, you're making your professional debut on tour as a full-time member, gaining that through the PGA Tour University Accelerated. I know you've played half a dozen events on the tour already, but as an amateur. But just explain your feelings coming in here at the first event as a professional.
Yeah, definitely a lot of different feelings. Excited, nervous for a new journey, and yeah, just can't wait for what the future holds. I've been waiting for this moment for a while. Tried to prepare myself as best as possible, but yeah, it's a different animal. So trying to take it step by step, learn as I go, and just see how good I can get.
You earned the access a season ago, chose to defer and go back for your senior year at Vanderbilt. What went into that decision, and how happy are you with that decision?
Yeah, I mean, Vanderbilt's obviously a place that's been special to me. When I committed there, seems like forever ago. I guess that's close to 7 years ago. I committed to play 4 years of golf there, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get my degree, spend time with some teammates, and try and get better at golf. And it was definitely kind of a roller coaster year. Didn't go exactly how I planned or expected it to, but I feel like it prepared me for the future. Just going to lean on those experiences, whether good or bad, and see how I can learn from them.
All right, before we take some questions, just what's your preparation in the last few weeks been like leading up to this week?
Yeah, trying to get the game ready. Most importantly, kind of the mental side and the body side too. It's definitely going to be a busy week. Not used to multiple practice rounds, usually just 18 holes the day before and then just 3 rounds of stroke play. So, trying to figure out kind of the logistical side too. Just trying to get everything in order, honestly. Have fun with it, and just not put too much pressure on yourself, but just try and learn as much as you can and kind of see what ends up happening.
Great. Take some questions, and we'll start with Kevin.
Hey, Gordon, I was wondering, in terms of your preparation and mentally dialing in what it's going to be like in your plan for being a pro, was there any either tour players or mentors or people that you kind of had some conversations with about how to adjust to life as a pro that have kind of helped you along the way?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of pros that have reached out. Obviously, as you know, it's kind of a big brotherhood out here. Obviously, you're competing against each other, but want to see other guys succeed as well. Justin Thomas has been really good to me, kind of taking me under his wing. If I reach out to him, he's always got a lot of advice. Billy Horschel's another guy that's reached out. Just kind of guys that there's obviously going to be plenty of ups and downs. Just trying to figure out kind of where your feet are really. I wish I could say it's going to be smooth sailing, but I know it's not going to be. So just trying to take it one step at a time, lean on. Everybody kind of has said their ups and downs. So, just kind of figuring out this week, taking it one step at a time, and, just seeing how good I can get.
And I guess in previous years, you turn pro, or a college player will turn pro and kind of go to Monday qualifiers or PGA Tour America's Q School or Korn Ferry Tour now. But for you getting to know you're a PGA Tour pro for the next year and a half, and not that there's pressure off because you want to play well every week, but what does it do, I guess, for your mindset and maybe not needing to press as much knowing that you have that card for the next year and a half?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to show up each week and play as well as you can. It definitely takes a little pressure off knowing that I can use this summer to try and learn as much as I can and, figure out what I'm going to do on Mondays, Tuesdays, not in the prelims on Wednesdays, kind of how I'm going to handle that day. So it's definitely a lot of learning. Having that kind of freedom a little bit to experiment with some things and know that it's not life or death if you miss a cut or whatever that may be is nice. But also trying to not put too much pressure on yourself to feel like you got to go out there and perform to impress other people, whatever that may be. We all kind of deal with it. So, you definitely have your rough moments, but just trying to kind of use every experience as a learning curve, get my game sharp for every single week. But also, I feel like it's nice not feeling like I can learn some stuff and then learn from those failures and be better prepared for next year too.
And what was your degree in?
I did economics.
What was what inspired you to do that as a major, and why economics?
Yeah, it's always been one of those that it's kind of made sense to me. I definitely like when things have a right and wrong answer. There were a few classes that I took that were kind of more theorem-based, and I hated it. But, I definitely like kind of being able to circle an answer and know whether it's wrong or right. So that was probably my favorite. And then just there were some interesting classes that are definitely applicable to the real world. And so, yeah, it was. I kind of had my mindset on it, and would rather do math problems than write papers. So.
Yeah. We'll go to Bob in the back.
You referenced that this is a lot of things here is like a different animal. What off the golf course is going to be different or the most different for you now as a professional?
Obviously, it's a lot more travel. Not used to, like, college event, usually play 1 week, have a week off, 2 weeks off, then play another event. So, yeah, back-to-back weeks, getting a handle of kind of how you want to do that, just because it's not like I can go out to the golf course and practice all day. You get out here and you see a perfect range, brand new range balls. It's like you want to just out here all day and practice, but having to limit yourself a little bit, and then manage that off the course time too. Like I got an early tee time tomorrow, so it'll be an early day. But how I'm going to spend my afternoon, then the next morning, just kind of stuff like that. Because it's usually college events, you got morning tee times every single day, and pace of play is brutal, so it's like you kind of waste your whole day at the golf course. And then kind of being by yourself. Obviously, you're used to kind of having 4 or 5 other teammates with you on the road that are rooting for you too. Obviously competing against each other, but it's like figuring out. Obviously, you want to see other people play well, but it's kind of just you and your caddy out there, a little bit of an island. So off the golf course, it's definitely tough as you're playing against 155 of the best players in the world each week. Not to beat yourself up too much and feel like you have to have it figured out each week, because obviously it's kind of a never-ending problem, I say. But just not being too hard on yourself, knowing that this game is going to have its ups and downs, and not feeling like you have to be someone different when you make a change in your life. So going from college to tour, it's not like you necessarily have to change anything. Still the same person, still going to just try and do the same things.
Adam, go ahead.
Hey, this is a big event, obviously, on the PGA Tour schedule. It's 100-plus years old. It's a national open. What did you maybe know about the Canadian Open before this week? Have you ever been to Canada before? And what would it mean maybe if you were able to win this national championship?
No, the first time in Canada.
Welcome.
It's a pretty big state. I had to kind of look on the map and figure out where we're going exactly. It's definitely cool to play in a country's open. We got the U.S. Open, British Open, all those different events. So, I know the support will be pretty crazy. I definitely like all the hockey themes and all that stuff on the course. So, it's definitely getting adapted to it a little bit. International travel is a little different animal. I walked into a grocery store yesterday and expected to see some American brands, and I was just caught off guard the whole time. So I really didn't know thankfully it was in English, but some of the brands I was just lost by. So it's just getting used to different things. It'd be really cool to be in contention this week. I know it's going to be a cool fan base. Obviously rooting on their Canadians, but also I think they're just big golf fans too in general. So, it's exciting to be here. Feel like it's been a long time coming, and just kind of excited for this week and hopefully learn from it and take it into the next week too.
Just want to ask you a little bit about the adjustment. As I mentioned, you played half a dozen events on the PGA Tour as an amateur. Majority of those were majors, which are really difficult golf courses. How is the adjustment playing college golf on venues that you play, and then trying to, adapt to those venues? And was it shocking? How did you manage it?
Yeah, I think, like you said, 4 of those 6 events were majors, so you kind of have this mindset that you've got to be playing perfect golf or got to do something different to go compete there. And it's definitely a different animal out there. You do have to have your best stuff if you want to play well, but you really don't have to prepare that much different. It's easy to want to go out there and want to play 18 holes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, just feel like you kind of know what's going on. I think just learning from those 6 events, I'm excited to go back to some of those venues this summer, just because I'll at least know where registration is, know how to pick up my courtesy car and all that stuff. But yeah, just kind of knowing that I've been here before. It's a different animal, like I said, but it's nothing that I haven't seen. And yeah, just trying to not stay in my own bubble, but also just try and figure out who you are as a person, as a golfer, and just go execute your plan as best as you can.
Great. Take another one from Kevin.
You could have turned pro last summer and done this through Accelerated, but chose to go back to school. Was that a tough decision in any way? Did you have a pro-con list and wrestle with it and consult people, or was it a no-brainer from the jump?
Yeah, I've always been a person that likes to kind of have things planned out. So I guess that would have been fall of 2023 that I got the Accelerated, so I could have left in June of 2024. And I just remember January, February, I wanted to have my mind made up. I was kind of tired of going back and forth. I kind of just wanted to know what I was going to be doing that summer. And yeah, I definitely sat down with people that I trusted and was kind of asking all the different questions. And yeah, it was tough because I felt like I still had 7 months to prepare from when I knew that I could turn pro in June of last year. But yeah, I just remember playing college events that spring, and I was kind of not ready to give that up if I could have one more go around. And it's you ask anybody who's played college golf, and they wish they had 5 more years to play college golf, especially when you've then played pro golf and then look back on it. So it's kind of one of those things that it's I knew it was the right decision, and I knew it wasn't going to be a perfect answer. I knew if I stayed, there were going to be times where I wish I would have left, and if I left, there would have been times I wish I wanted to stay. But I knew that if I stayed, there were ways I could get better on the golf course, off the golf course, and hopefully that pays dividends down the road.
What will you miss most, I guess, about college in Vanderbilt?
Probably just hanging out with the guys. I mean, we had 9 guys on the team pretty much every single year, and it's my last 2 years we lived in a townhouse, and that's kind of where everybody hung out. And I'd walk in the door half the time and nobody would be home except people that don't even live there. So yeah, always kind of having someone to talk to, someone to relate to, and yeah, just kind of the whole camaraderie of it. We obviously had a really nice facility, kind of just got to do what we wanted. Everything was kind of planned out for us. We had 6 a.m. workouts, but if I had to go work out at 6 a.m. by myself, it'd be miserable. By the time you got there, though, with a bunch of teammates, it was fun. So, yeah, I'd say just the teammates. And, yeah, being able to go through good and bad times with them together.
And then in terms of being a PGA Tour member effective this week, is there an element of a lifelong dream achieved? And I guess when would you say, if at all, this became a dream, doing what you're about to do starting this week?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are pictures of me on the golf course, not playing, but with my dad when I was 6 months old. So yeah, I would say, I don't know exactly when it became a dream, but I've always been the type that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to kind of do it as best as I can. And so I remember I played baseball through when I was 13, and I just remember every single year come May, I was excited for baseball to end so I could go play golf. So I kind of knew that golf was what I wanted to do. And yeah, ever since I started playing tournaments, I kind of had the competitive, I wanted to get better each and every day, enjoyed that about golf. So yeah, obviously when you play golf as a 14-year-old, you see the PGA Tour, and especially when you see guys that are, when I was 14, you got guys like Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth that are out there that aren't that much older than you. And so then you kind of pictured yourself being that guy in 10 years or so. So yeah, definitely a lifelong dream. I'm excited to live it out and just see where it takes me.
All right, we'll slide over to Rick on this side.
Gord, just from the standpoint, you mentioned having days when you have your best stuff. What about the days when you don't? Are you good at on those particular days at grinding out, some pars and some birdies and cashing in a score?
I wish I could say I was. It's definitely tough. I feel like when you're playing well, you don't let those days necessarily rattle you too much. And then when you've kind of, if we want to call it a valley or whatever that may be, if you kind of struggling a little bit and you have those bad days, it's easy to cash it in and think that your world's ending, you're never going to figure it out. So I think just trying to find the right balance in that, and just, always expecting good around the corner. And I think that goes back to what you're saying, is that even when you have a couple rough holes, if you continue to expect something's good going to happen, then you're not going to mail it in. And yeah, I mean, as golfers, we've all had days where we feel like the world's ending on the golf course, and then you get off the golf course and it's completely fine, right? So having that mindset a little bit more, trying to have a little bit more fun, even when, it's not necessarily going your way. But yeah, times like that definitely make you appreciate the good times more. And I think that's something that, my first couple of years of college, you come in and it's a change, and I had immediate success there. And then you kind of just start to expect it. I've always been pretty humble, but you just kind of expect good golf to happen. And I feel like when you get that is right when golf will just kick you in the face a little bit. So I think I'm starting to appreciate those days a little bit more, not mail it in as fast. And yeah, just try and grind it out and see the positives in it.
Just to follow up to that, so off the golf course, in terms of all of the things that are coming at you from a business level and all the I understand you have a team around you, and that's great. Are you the type of guy that likes to be involved, though? Do you like to have, a say in the decisions that are made about your business affairs going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I kind of know what my brand wants to be, and making sure I stay consistent with that. And, if I want to be the best, I want to partner with the best companies and, act the best way on the golf course and just continue to represent myself in the best way possible. And I feel like if I have other people around me doing that for me without my input, then it might not be the best way possible. So I definitely like being in control, feeling like I know what's going on, at least, like booking my own Airbnb, like having a say in what time I fly up there. So yeah, I would say off the golf course, I'll complain about having to do some things, but I also like doing it at the same time. So, I don't want to do my taxes, but I want to know that I'm flying up, at a certain time that I want to. So I think having a say in those is definitely important. Because obviously at the end of the day, we're our own business and we're the boss. And not looking at it as a job, but feeling like I'm in control is definitely a nice feeling. Versus, sometimes I want people to just tell me where to go if I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, definitely feeling like I'm in control and have a say in that is important.
All right. Everybody got what they need? Gordon, we appreciate your time. Good luck in your first event as a professional on the PGA Tour and as a member, and more importantly, have fun.
Thank you. Appreciate it.